जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री नेक्टर भूषण की जय, श्री निताई गौरचंद्र प्रेमानंद, हरि हरि बोल, Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are back to we are in our now beginners program. So the beginners program devotees, we discussed from last week. So could you please recollect what was discussed? Any one point, please, to remember.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
One point, please. Yeah, thank you.
Our Grace Padma Pradna Devi Dasa Mataji and His Grace Krishna Krishna Prabhuji for coaching and training us. Prabhuji, just one point that like I have made notes, and one point that I liked from that is our priorities are wrong. We are not that intelligent. For intelligent person, he keeps his priorities straight.
No, you are very intelligent, all of you. Because some of you are saying that, my problem is AI and all these things. Yeah, it's much little problem. There's a bigger problem coming up now. Okay, yes, thank you. Anybody else, please, from the beginners program? One point.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. His Grace Amrish Prabhuji for taking the classes. Her Grace Purnapagna Mataji and Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, devotees. One point would be that we are worried about something else. We are not worried about which is most important thing. And there was this point of Prabhuji told the story of that the whole life ship is afraid of wolf, but she doesn't, or the ship doesn't know that the man who is nurturing them or giving them grasses would slaughter them and kill them or eat them. So that was the point I was thinking about, that we are worried about something else, but not what is there to worry about.
Is it not so? The same sheep farmer is the one who will kill her and sell the meat or eat the meat, whatever. The sheep is worried about the wolf. Oh God. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Well, now please. Okay, all done for beginners program. So anybody else, please, about what we did last week's program? Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, for taking classes. Thank you, Her Grace Purnapagna Mataji, and thank you, His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu. There was one point come that there are so many departments to gain the knowledge. We discussed the electronics, biology, etc., but there is a central part that is the Atma Jnana. And then the most important thing is to worry about the most important things that you mentioned last class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for organizing these classes. Thank you, Purnapagna Devi Dasi Mataji. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishna Das Prabhuji. From the last class, I really like one point that we are like the sheep. We are not scared of, we are scared of the wolf, but we are not scared of our own, like a owner who is going to, kill us one day. So we are, that way we are worried about other things which we shouldn't be, but we are not worried about the actual thing which we should have to be worried about. So because we don't have that intelligence. And yes, that's what I really like, that point, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Grace Amrish. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, His Grace Purnapagna Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Das Prabhuji for training us. Apart from the points mentioned by other devotees, I remember this one point that we have to that Prabhupada said that we have to feed ourselves, our soul, ourselves with the knowledge about the soul. The real problem is that we have no knowledge about the soul, even though all of us are souls. And we've not thought about the fact that why are we born and why are we dying, and we just continue life without this knowledge. And also this point that the consciousness enters the mother's womb at 7 months. After that only we start realizing that we are suffering, but after we are born, we completely forget about the miserable position that we were in. That was also interesting. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Thank you, Mr. Ambarisa, Hare Krishna Mataji, and His Krishna Krishna for attending the classes and for telling us. So, one point I remember that in the discussion, Srila Prabhupada and Dr. Benford, that Prabhupada says that we are taking very nice care of our coat and shirt, but not like Srila Prabhupada gives the example that we are taking care of the body, we are taking very good care of our shirt and coat, but not our own self. And we discussed that point that when we were child, we were like very pea size, and now we are so big, but the self is the same. So I remember that point from our last discussion. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Ramesh Prabhuji, Hare Grace Purnapurna Mataji, and His Grace Sri Sri Krishna Das Prabhuji for organizing such classes and training us. Thank you, devotees, for sharing the realization. Prabhuji, I remember some of the points, and the devotees has also shared it. And we were discussing about when devotees, they all answered about that we are afraid of our jobs. And then you mentioned about the point we should be afraid about why this is happening to me. What is soul? What is the purpose of my life? Are we thinking about our consciousness? What about it? And we should only think about the most important thing is to think about the most important thing. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that there are different departments of knowledge, but the most important thing is Atma Gyan, that is thinking about the soul, a knowledge about the soul. So I really like this point. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, so that's it. So let us continue with our discussion now. Hare Krishna. Krishnadas, can you please share the screen? Yes, we need volunteers from the beginners program, please. Anyone, please?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shall I use it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Dr. Benford. At 7 months.
No, at 7 months? It's a question mark. He's not making a statement at 7 months. At 7 months? Yes, continue.
Dr. Benford. At 7 months? Srila Prabhupada. Yes. The child wants to come out. He feels uncomfortable. Therefore, he prays to God to kindly release him from the bondage. He promises that when he gets out, he will become a devotee of God. So after 9 months, he comes out of the womb. But unless his parents are devotees, due to circumstances, he forgets God. Only if the father and mother are devotees does he continue his God consciousness. Therefore, it is a great fortune to take birth in a family of Vaishnavas, those who are God conscious. This God consciousness is real scientific knowledge.
The birth in a family of a
Dr.
Vaishnava is
Benford,
very important. Yes, please.
Dr. Benford, is it true that the children of all such parents are somewhat spiritually superior to the children of other parents? Srila Prabhupada. Generally, yes. They get the opportunity of being trained by the mother and father. Fortunately, my father was a great devotee, so I received this training from the very beginning. Somehow or other, I had this spark of Krishna consciousness, and my father detected it. Then I accepted my spiritual master. In this way, I have come to the stage of sannyas, the renounced monastic order. I am very much indebted to my father, for he took care of me in such a way that I became perfectly Krishna conscious. My father used to receive many saintly persons at our home, and to every one of them he used to say, "Kindly bless my son, so that he may become a servant of Radharani, Lord Krishna's eternal consort." That was his only ambition. He taught me how to play mridanga drum, although sometimes my mother was not very satisfied. She would say, "Why are you teaching him to play mridanga?" But my father would say, "No, no, he must learn a little mridanga." My father was very affectionate to me. Therefore, if due to past pious activities one gets a good father and mother, that is a great chance for advancing in Krishna consciousness.
Okay, just pause here, please. Okay, Sharaj, just stop the screen, sir. Thank you very much. So, can you summarize what in these two questions Prabhupada are saying?
Yes, Prabhuji, I understood that even after taking birth, when a person is in womb of his mother, he prays to God that I'm very uncomfortable, so I have to go out. And when I get out of this womb, I will pray to God, or I'll be God conscious, or I'll pray to you, I will worship you. But due to circumstances, when parents are not devotees, he forgets God and gets engaged in material world. But if parents are devotees, as Prabhupada mentioned about his parents, he gave example that his father was very much affectionate. I mean, he would invite saintly people and only ask for their blessings for Prabhupada, that bless him to become a servant, bless him to become a devotee of Radharani. If parents are devotees, then only a person will become God conscious. So our parents play very important role in of who we are or how we become. So that's what I understood, Prabhuji.
Okay, parents play a very important role. Thank you. Yes, anyone else on the beginners program, please?
Krishna Prabhuji. Only from the 2, 3 paragraphs, I understood that whenever we are in the womb of mother, we only know Krishna, no one else, and as soon as we come out, we forget everything. And if we are lucky enough, then the parents may plant the seed or the curiosity that Prabhupada said, and then we can remember me. Maybe it must be parent, Guru Maharaj, or whatever. Then we can remember. So we need someone in the material world to like pinpoint us and tell us to remember Krishna.
Okay, beginners devotees are over. So, anyone else, please, let us share. what has been spoken here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, what I understand is when the soul is still in the mother's womb, he always pray to go out and he remember Krishna there. But when we come out, somehow we are going the material life and we get forgetful. But if the soul is, if we born in the devotee's family, because the parents are devotees, they will train to the newborn since the childhood to be a devotee. So it is very important to being a parent as well. Whoever are the parents, it's their duty to bring their child in a Krishna consciousness and give them a guidance. So they give them a guidance in such a way that they can be a Krishna's devotee. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. What I understand is that I think we've read before that one should have children only if they are capable of breaking their cycle of birth and death. So Srila Prabhupada giving the example that how a soul is fortunate to have a family of a Vaishnava. And that Dr. Benford asked the question, are they superior to the normal people born? So Prabhupada says, like, generally, yes, they are superior because they are getting an environment where they can be Krishna conscious.
Okay, so that's correct. All of you are saying is correct. It's a very straightforward point. Please excuse me. Yes, so now it's very important to know that we should not misunderstand that, okay, I'm a devotee, so my child is going to become a devotee, and we don't have much responsibility towards them. That is not correct. The child becomes devotee because you train them. Like all of you are being trained to become devotees by us. We are not your parents. But you see how much we take care answering questions, making sure every week we meet, every day we put posts. It takes time. It takes me at least 30 to 35 minutes to make that WhatsApp post every single day. And believe me, many times I just do other work while having prasadam. I'm doing things like this, and I want to do something else also. Yeah. So it's a big responsibility of being a parent. So don't misunderstand to say that yes, those children are born as a parent is a big thing and it's good. It's finished like that. No, it's a big responsibility, and you cannot leave them away. Like, to be honest, um, uh, within Srila Prabhupada's own movement, the devotee people whom we made devotees, when they would be sending their children to the gurukuls, and the parents would be going out and doing serving in the temple or doing book distribution or sankirtan or whatever around the world, and they would send their children to gurukuls in different parts of the world, including USA, Dallas, India, all these USA, so many places. Most of the children were abused. Do not be misunderstood. I do not want any one of you, even in the beginners program, to carry an illusion that everything was hunky dory. No, Prabhupada is saying this. Prabhupada said their own example. My father did this, right? But here within the institution, this happened. And there was a case where the children, after a long period of time, they put a case against ISKCON. This is a well-known fact, so I'm taking the names. The case was of $400 million of sexual abuse and other kinds of abuses. And now hardly any of those original children are still a devotee, if they are alive. So many of them have committed suicide. So many of them have got nothing to do with this, with Krishna consciousness. Very, very few are being Krishna conscious. What you see today are all now, again, first generation devotees, new devotees. Not those old ones with Prabhupada. Disciples, children. Very few. Very, very few. So what I'm trying to say is this, that we have to take responsibility of our own children. So we say you can do whatever you want to do. Go here, go there, fine. But you make your home into Krishna consciousness. That's what Srila Prabhupada's father did. He gave the atmosphere of Krishna consciousness in the house, teaching Mridanga, calling Vaishnavas at home, the sadhus and all, asking them for blessings. But that's it. He was under control. Yeah. Even when they did their Rath Yatra, they did it in the home. He made a Rath Yatra cart. Prabhupada did Rath Yatra in the home. You see? So it is Kali Yuga. So you can do whatever you want to do. Go here, go there, up to you. But you must make your home into Krishna consciousness. And do not think that somebody else will make the children Krishna conscious. No, you have to make children Krishna conscious. So for that, you have to become Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious. This is what I wanted to say. It is okay? All of you understand this point? So do not be under any illusion that everything is very nice over there. It was worse. It was opposite of that for these children. So what you see, the photographs and all this, you see Prabhupada giving the sweets and all that. At that time it happened. Sweets were given. After that, all this. And hardly any one of them are still a devotee. Very unfortunate situation. Okay? All right. This is very important, so I'm asking you this point. Any questions? Anyone has anything you want to say on this point? What I said? Any questions about that? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Krishna, can we continue the discussion, please? Can you share the screen?
Dr. Benford, what will happen to you and your students next? Srila Prabhupada, we are going back to Krishna. We have got everything. Krishna's name, Krishna's address, Krishna's form, Krishna's activities. We know everything, and we are going there. Krishna promises in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 9, Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha, tyaktva deham punarjanma, neti mameti so Arjuna. One who knows me in truth, scientifically, Krishna says, is eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. Upon leaving the body, he does not take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode.
Thank you, Mata. Just hold on. Krishna, just go back up again. So this question asked here is that what will happen to you and your students next? Yeah. So Prabhupada is saying we are going back to Krishna. It's a very bold answer. Yeah. Because we know everything about Krishna. We know God's name. His name is Krishna. We know Krishna's address, where he lives. We know his form. We know his activities. Everything we know. So we are going there. Janma karma cha, and Krishna promises in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 9, Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yogeti tattvataha, tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mameti Arjuna. One who knows me in truth, my appearance and disappearance, upon leaving his body, will suddenly come back to me. Janma karma cha me divyam. Yeah. Now again, you must not understand. This is a truth. Prabhupada has given us all this information to all the disciples. At that time, Prabhupada said, so do not be under the impression that everybody was so nice and hunky-dory. It's not the case. Otherwise, the children would not be raped and abused. The rapers were not somebody outsiders. They're themselves. And plus, there are much more going on. Murders, drug peddling, all sorts of things. You cannot go back to Godhead by doing such things. In fact, if you speak lies also, you cannot go back to Godhead. Forget about it. So I do not want you to misunderstand. What we're saying is this, that yes, Prabhupada has given us the knowledge. We have got all information, name of Krishna, address of Krishna, where he says, what he does. But to study and implement is up to us. And nobody should tell you when they can themselves are lying or fooling around that they're going to Godhead and taking you back to Godhead. Nobody can do that. You have to go back to Godhead yourself, as we always teach. How to go back to Godhead myself. Okay? So do not be under any of this false impression to say everything must be so good. It was not. Not everything was very bad, but everything was not very good. Far from it. Otherwise, small kids will not be, molested like this, raped like this, or whatever like this. Women would not be. There'll be no siphon away of money. There'll be no lie, no deceit, no killing, none of this. Everything happened. And all this is going on in Prabhupada's presence also. Okay, you understand this point, all of you? But by knowledge Prabhupada giving, anybody can do this. So if Prabhupada giving knowledge, we have got the knowledge of Krishna, where he stays, what he does, his form. Yes, with this knowledge, we can go back to Godhead. Provided we understand it and implement it properly. And be very serious about things. Our own self. Okay? So just by this knowledge itself is not important. We have to act on it. And we've got a whole life to implement this. All right? Especially beginners, program devotees, you understand this point? I do not want anyone whom I'm serving as a servant to be under any illusion. Knowledge is perfect, but we should be implementing it perfectly. Then we can achieve the results. Okay, if you don't implement properly, we will not be able to achieve results. And do not think it was implemented properly. Not everyone did. Many of them did, many of them did not did. Okay? Any questions? Beginners, program devotees on this, what I spoke now? All right. Wonderful. So we have got the knowledge. Now implementing it, remembering it is up to us constantly. All right. That is important for us. Wonderful. Let us continue, please. Thank you. Krishnadas.
Dr. Benford, how do you know that people return in some other form? Srila Prabhupada. We see that there are so many forms. Where do these different forms come from? The form of the dog, the form of the cat, the form of the tree, the form of the reptile, the forms of the insects, the form of the fish. What is your explanation for all these different forms? That Dr. Benford, evolution. Srila Prabhupada, not exactly. The different species are already existing. Fish, tiger, man, all of these are already existing. It is just like the different types of apartments here in Los Angeles. You may occupy one of them according to your ability to pay rent, but all types of apartments are nevertheless existing at the same time. Similarly, the living entity, according to his karma, is given facility to occupy one of these bodily forms. But there is evolution, also spiritual evolution. From the fish, the soul evolves to plant life. From plant forms, the living entity enters an insect body. From the insect body, the next stage is bird, then beast, and finally the spirit soul may evolve to the human form of life. And from the human form, if one becomes qualified, he may evolve further. Otherwise, he must again enter the evolutionary cycle. Therefore, this human form of life is an important juncture in the evolutionary development of the living entity. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 25, Krishna says, Yanti devavrata devan. Pitrayanti pitravratah. Bhutani yanti bhuteya. Yanti madhyani. Yanti madhyani.
Jino.
Yaino api mam. Sorry, Prabhu.
Yanti mad ya jino pima.
Yanti madhyajino api mam. In other words, whatever you like, you can achieve. There are different lokas or planetary systems. You can go to the higher planetary system where the demigods live and take a body there. Or you can go where the pitas or ancestors live. You can take a body here in Bhulok, the earthly planetary system. Or you can go to the planet of God, Krishna Lok. This method of transferring oneself at the time of death to whatever planet one chooses is called yoga. There is a physical process of yoga, a philosophical process of yoga, and a devotional process of yoga. The devotees can go directly to the planet where Krishna is.
Okay, just pause. So what do you understand by these two paragraphs?
That when Dr. Benford asked that there are different kind of species, and when how do you get life like different forms? And Prabhupada answers, it's like you get it because of your karma. What you do in this life, you will get another form. It is not like evolution happens, but there's a soul inside of you and it keeps on changing body according to what you do in the life you have now. And there are different types of processes to get another form, different types of yogas. One is philosophical process, devotional process, and the devotional process is the bhakti process, how you can go to Krishna. And if not, you can go to other forms as well. That's what I understand, Prabhuji. By different processes, you can go to different forms.
Yes, your karma decides a different body. That's correct. Very good. Very good. So, other please in the for beginners program, please in your own words, what do you understand?
Krishna Prabhuji. Whatever we want, we can achieve. It's only up to us what we perform, what we not. So if we want different bodies, we can, just like in the previous paragraph, you said ki, Prabhupada said ki we know Krishna, we know his form, he has his address, we have everything. So it's up to us what we do and what we get.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I was thinking that how Krishna has given free will to all living entities. According to what we perform, we get different species of life, and even even different lokas, planetary systems. So it is up to the living entity how that living entity performs perform the action or the good or bad deeds or karmas, and according to that, one can get the positions.
Okay, anybody else from other levels want to say? No? Okay, all right.
Hare Krishna.
So,
Sorry, Hare Krishna.
yes.
Yeah, just on the first, from the first paragraph, from this Srila Prabhupada's answer, the Srila Prabhupada's talking is not saying that evolution doesn't exist, but the frame in which we believe in evolution is from spiritual evolution, the evolution of the soul, transmigrating from different bodies and different planes, as opposed to species evolving from one to another and all that sort of stuff. So instead of material evolution, Srila Prabhupada is talking about spiritual evolution. Sorry. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, and this is what our scriptures say. The Vedic scriptures talk about spiritual evolution. Right? So none of you have raised the point. So I guess you understand the point about how the species are also evolved. Which is a lower species, which is higher species, etc. Yeah? Wonderful. Okay, let's continue further. Thank you, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, to the devotees that raise their hands, we
Oh,
can't
raise a hand. I told so many times, don't raise your hands, I do not know. I can't see any of these things. My screen is full with this. You have to just speak up.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question was answered. Like, this was my question about spiritual evolution. And then I also have one of the question regarding transferring oneself at the time of death to whatever planet one chooses is called yoga. So this statement I was thinking about that at the time of death, whatever planet is, it is because of the karma that one chooses is called yoga, and
Yeah,
that
that's
is
what Prabhupada is saying. That is what it is. It's the philosophical premise, yes.
and there is also one of the statement, there is physical process of yoga, which is what yogis do. I'm just clarifying, and philosophical process of yoga, which is Ashtanga yoga and all those. What is the difference between the physical process of philosophical process, which we are reading, is it correct, Punji? And the devotional process of yoga is Bhakti Yoga.
But philosophical process is not scriptural studies. It is by philosophical speculation. There are philosophy societies in the world. So they read different books, philosophers' books, Socrates and all those different books, philosophers. Yeah. So that's quite different. We discuss philosophy, this is scriptural philosophy, what we're discussing. Okay?
Yes, Punji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, can I ask one question?
Yeah, you don't raise your hand, just ask the questions. Yeah? Because I cannot see it, no? That's why. No problem. Please.
Yes, Prabhuji, like what I understand that what we desire in this life, we get in another birth, like form or planet, wherever we go, we want to go. But here it is a statement that there's a planet of like Pitras or ancestors. So is there a different planet, like loka of where Pitras and ancestors live? How what they do to go to that planet and what they do there? Like in that, like there's no demigod or nothing. So what they do in there, how they do get another life, what happens there?
There is Pachaloka. So have you done in your family, Shraddha has happened in your family?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So Shraddha ceremony, when it is performed, there is, have you attended the Shraddha ceremony? Of course, you are a woman, so you can't sit on the Shraddha, but some male who sit in the Shraddha. Have you seen what they do?
Not exactly, Prabhuji. I mean, I was not present there, but it happened. I know that.
Maybe you can ask them next time when the Shraddha happening, you know. So there are also is a planetary system for Pitralokas. Pitrus. There are people who worship their ancestors. It's a different genre of religion. Worshipping ancestors. You don't know? You must Google Greeks. Yeah? Greeks were worshippers of ancestors. You know the famous Hollywood movie called Gladiator? It's before your time. So there they show about ancestors. So Christianity and all, they had a fight with their ancestors. There's people who follow the ancestors. Okay, but that ancestors worship is also part of the Vedic ancestors, the Vedic way of life. Because if you worship, Krishna says, if you worship the Pitros, ancestors, you go to the locales of ancestors. So not everybody goes there, not everybody goes there, but they go there. And even from the birth point of view, when you do the Shraddha, they say that the third or the fourth generation person who was in the family, they take birth now. It's their time to come back to this family from the different other bodies.
Okay, Prabhuji. So if we do Shraddh, it doesn't matter what we do in this life. After Shraddh, they go to just that loka, Pitra loka.
No. You go as per your karma. You may go down to low planets also. You may go down to lower species also, animal species, all that. But you may go to Pitra loka also. Okay. Right. So it's a little higher loka than Earth loka, Pitra loka. Yeah, but it's more of karma kand, which I'm not very much aware about. I just have some bit of working knowledge. Okay, so that's what I say. If you worship the demigods, you go to demigods planets. Like Indra, go to Indra planet. Surya, Surya planet. Chandra, Chandra planet. Similarly, there are Pitra planet also for Pitros. They actually worship Pitros. Like that's why once a year or a few days in a year, they do oblations, shraddhas every year. They cook food and offer to the Pitros. That's why Shraddha is taking place. And that's why we offer to Krishna every single day. So we don't have to do anything extra for anything. Because then everybody's satisfied. So all our Pitros, forefathers, are also satisfied. Even if we chant Krishna's name, we are benefited. Our generations are benefited. Past generation and future generations also. If we study, all these are generated. So we are benefited and all these are benefited also, whom we are connected with us. Okay? So it's a big benefit for our own self first, and then it goes out to others. But you take birth as per your karma. And Pitaloka is a little higher planetary system than earthly. Is it all right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining.
Yeah, good. Some working knowledge. I've got just simple working knowledge. I don't have deep knowledge on this topic. Okay, shall we all continue now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I've got a question from what Anjali Mataji asked. Is it okay if I ask?
Yeah, it'll become a Pandora's box, Topic is such. Yes.
So, like this happened recently on my grandmother's time, my grandmother's time. So they were reciting Garud Puran. They recite that on the for the 10 days, and they said that we do this and we do Pindan so that it becomes easier for the soul to cross a river. Like they said, there is one river, Vaitharani River. So all this, my question is that all this Pindan and everything that we do, is that for a material benefit of the soul to go to higher planets, and uh, does that have a material benefit or a spiritual benefit?
No, it's material. It's in the material world. This is done for material world. And Vaitani River, I do not know how true it is what they are saying, but Vaitana River is a river which is to be crossed to leave the material world to go to the spiritual world. So I do not know whether it is This Shraddha will help you for doing that or not, I do not know. There's also that you require a cow, tail of the cow, she carries you. So there are some Pandits, some Hindu rituals where they actually do this as a mock thing, not mocking. What I'm going to say is an example thing, where they take you to a small pond and they will take the cow around and you hold the tail and all those things. It's like this. So people had come to me also asking for this. I said I don't do such things. I put them to somebody else. They do. If they do, I have got no idea. This karma kand things are, and many of them are not true. Many of them are not true, but they do to satisfy everybody. Just like the Christians say, he surely has gone to heaven. But you can't eat meat and cow and all that go to heaven. It's not possible. But anyway, that's a different situation. We are not bothered about what others do. But every religion is like this, that if you lead a sinful life, also they say you go to heaven or Jannat jayenge, you can go to Jannat and all that. It's not that way. You have to be living very pious life. Okay, same thing on this. So so a lot of things goes nowadays in our religion in the name of, because everybody wants to hear good things when they die. Where have they gone and all. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hare Krishna. Shall I continue now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, I had just one question kind of related to this only. Mainly because I was having this discussion with my mother yesterday itself. We were talking about how like they always say, we always also say in Krishna consciousness that if one person gets liberated, then the 7 generations up and down also. But is it like the same kind of liberation as like going back to Godhead, or is it something else?
Yes. 21 generations.
Sorry, yeah.
It's very powerful. Krishna Bhakti is if Krishna is pleased, it's very powerful. We may apply, but he should accept. So when he bestows pure devotional service, that's when it happens. Of course, otherwise also it happens. Purification is very important. Krishna's name, just Krishna, we said so many times, it kills sins of unlimited lifetimes, provided which end with faith. Faith is the value that is to be paid. So Prahlad Maharaj paid with the faith value. That Krishna is there, of course, and the pillar, of course, is there. That Krishna had to come out of the pillar. The devotee said, he's there in the pillar with faith. That's why Krishna told Arjuna that declared boldly, my devotee never perishes. So he made Arjuna speak with faith. If you speak with faith, I have to oblige. Kaunteya pratijanihi yama vyakta prayachati. See? So yes, they get liberation means they can go back to Godhead. The chances are very much there to get liberation out of birth, that old age disease. That's the meaning of liberation. But I tell you, a devotee is not interested in liberation. Do not misunderstand these two things. Liberation, as our acharyas say, is standing in front of my door with folded hands. But I'm not taking the liberation. I'm not interested in liberation. I'm interested only in your devotional service, birth after birth. Not this birth, but birth after birth. Mama janmani janmanishwari. Bhavatad bhaktir ahaytuki tvai. So this is very important devotional process. So yes, for people who don't understand, yes, you get liberation. But devotee is not interested in this. That's why Krishna is interested in those devotees. That now he has understood properly. Get the point? Yeah, for that knowledge is needed, for that initiation is needed. Initiation is needed for what? To get knowledge. Okay? So that's how it is. An implementation of knowledge. It's up to us with training and guidance. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Anybody else wants to say anything now before we continue? Okay, Krishadas, let's share the screen. Thank you.
Dr. Benford, undoubtedly you are aware that there are few people, both in Eastern and Western society, who feel it a bit more intellectually justifiable to be completely agnostic about matters of theology. They feel more or less that if God had wanted us to know something more about Him, then He would have made it more easily apprehendable. Srila Prabhupada, then you don't believe in God. Dr. Benford, I don't not believe in God. I'm just not forming an opinion until I have some evidence. Srila Prabhupada, but do you think that there is a God or not? Dr. Benford, I have a suspicion that there may be, but it is unverified. Srila Prabhupada, but you think sometimes there may be God, but you think sometimes there may be God, do you not? Dr. Benford, yes. Srila Prabhupada, so you are in doubt, suspicion. You are not certain, but your inclination is that you think there is a God, is it not? Your knowledge being imperfect, you are in doubt, that's all. Otherwise, you are inclined to think of God. But because you are a scientific man, unless you perceive it scientifically, you do not accept. That is your position. But from your side, you believe in God. Dr. Benford, sometimes. Srila Prabhupada, yes. Sometimes or at all times. It doesn't matter. That is the position of everyone. As long as one is in the human form of life, he has a dormant consciousness of God. It simply has to be developed by proper training. It is just like anything else in life. For example, you have become a scientist by proper training, proper education. Similarly, the dormant consciousness of God or Krishna is there in everyone. It simply requires proper education to awaken it. However, this education is not given in the universities. That is the defect in modern education. Although the inclination to be Krishna conscious is there, the authorities are unfortunately not giving any education about God. Therefore, people are becoming godless, and they are feeling baffled in obtaining the true joy and satisfaction of life. In San Diego, some priestly orders are going to hold a meeting to investigate the reasons why people are becoming averse to religion and not coming to church. But the cause is simple. Because your government does not know that life, especially human life, is meant for understanding God. They are supporting all the departments of knowledge, very nicely, except the principal department, God consciousness.
Okay, just once again, please. So what did you understand from this paragraph?
That even if we don't, like we say that we don't believe in God, there are instances where we think that there is something beyond this material world. I mean, there is something which is not cannot be scientifically proven, but there is something like God. I mean, we don't get proper training to understand that there is God, there is some force, external force, which is more powerful than all of us, which is happening, can be proven scientifically. But if we get that training, if that Prabhupada says that we are focusing in every department, but not the most important God department. So there is something, we believe in it, but we don't have scientific, like it is not verified, it is not proven. Sometimes we don't have the reason to prove it that there is God, we can see him, we cannot sense it. Like, I don't think I'm able to explain it properly, but yeah,
But that's good. That's
there
good.
is God, but yeah, we cannot prove it.
Yes, and you cannot dispute also. Okay, so tell me, if you are in an interview for your civil service, you're doing civil service examination, preparing for it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So if you're doing which examination, if I may ask?
I mean, civil services is like IAS, IPS. There are different posts.
Okay. Yes, yes, I know. Good, very good, very good. So if there's a question asked about this, that okay, can you prove God? How do you answer this question? Do you believe in God? You may say yes, I believe in God. So can you prove it to me? How do you prove yourself? Why do you believe in God? Okay, why do you believe in God? If they ask you, how do you answer this question? Which will be beneficial for civil service exams also and personal life also. In an interview, they got interview process, right? If you pass written examination, there's an interview. So if they ask this
Yes.
question to you, you believe in God? What will you say? Yes or no?
Yes, I do believe in God, Prabhuji.
Why?
Because I know there is something, some external force which is there. I mean,
How does this sound? How does this sound? Don't get confused. Because I do not have a reason not to believe in him. And I'm searching for it. What reason not to believe in him? It's called twisting it. And this is a very intelligent answer. What do you think?
yes, Prabhuji, that is very nice way to put things which are in my mind.
Yes, there is no reason for me not to believe in. Wow. They said, now they have to probe more deeper. The question answers. Then they said, well, why did you prove? I said, how long do I have to answer this question? Few seconds? This is my life's work. You want me to answer in a few seconds? Ask this question. Say, wow, what is this person, man? We're taking interview, reverse interview. Yeah? Right? Right. Understand this. It's very important. Do not be on the back foot. Okay? This is called judo. Judo, martial arts judo? Judo is
Yes.
converting threat situation into opportunity. Always look for this. It's judo. Karate is self-defense. You're defending yourself. It's karate. Judo is using others' force of bounds to pull them down. And I use it all the time. Okay? Chalo, good. Thank you. Hare Krishna. You must thank me for this. When I become a civil servant, then get me a check. Ambarisa, who checked for him, goes to bank account, this is the amount, Hare Krishna. Well, I think we have good time up, Krishna. Thank you very much. You should stop now at this point. Okay, before we conclude here, anything else anyone wants to say very quickly?
Hare Krishna. I just have a question. That do you think that what is your view on what people should do regarding either disproving the scientific explanation for things, for example, evolution, not the existence of God, etc., etc., etc. Do you think it's important for people to actively try and disprove the scientific version of things and present the Krishna conscious perspective actively, or how do you think it should happen going forward?
Okay. I believe there is no single answer to fit a situation. Depending upon the situation, one can answer this question. One can take the answer headlong sometimes to prove and argue, and be prepared for arguing, and going for a long battle. Or you can also say that I'm actively finding reasons to disprove myself. Full stop. Yeah, I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about you. You don't believe in God, good for you. So they say there's no God. He said, I believe in God and I'm actually finding reasons why not to myself. So you're taking the arguments away from his court to your court. And then you can give examples of this, whatever examples you want to give. So it depends upon what level you want to. Sometimes you say, I don't believe in God. I said, good for you. What? What can I do for it? Many times people say that, yeah, I don't believe in God. If you believe in God, they say, I don't believe in God. Without asking a question, they are asking a question. So that's really stupid. You ask them a question, ask a question first. Then I can answer a question to you. Answer a question. If you don't want to answer the question, you can't ask. You cannot answer a question. Ask the question. I'm not going to answer it for you. So there are 3 different ways I told you anyways. Is that okay?
Yes, Roji. Sorry, I kind of didn't frame my question properly. I was more so coming from the point of like academia. Like, for example, like Srila Prabhupada, we just read Easy Journey to Other Planets. We've also studied Science of Self-Realization, right? And, you've also talked about some disciples of Srila Prabhupada who, with a scientific background, have also been trying to, disprove evolution through books as well. So do you consider that like an important thing to
Oh,
do?
yes, very much so. Very much so.
Do you think that devotees who may not have a scientific background, do you think, like, for example, youth or whoever, do you think it's important for them to try and, like, present our philosophy in that way?
Yes, very much so. And that is the reason why we spend so much time on philosophy. Not just love God. I feel God, I love it, and there's crying and dancing. People do that way. Many Christians or whatever, they don't have philosophical strong background. I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying generally. Some of them, you will feel this way. So I think, I believe, we don't say such things. So we give cutthroat philosophy. So, but what happens is this, that we should be expert in our concept. That's why I asked the question here to Mataji to say that if you're in civil service, if they ask you how are you going to answer a question, you're going to sit there and dispute and argue with them in that. That's what they want you to do. Or they want to say, let me focus on the most important point. It's for me. Hey, I believe in it. I'm finding a reason not to believe in it. Full stop. Let's come to the point now. Let's move on. That's how civil servants would like to look at it, or businessmen like to say, let's move on to what is more important to us. That's why last class we said the most important thing is to do most important thing. So we are sitting here to take, come to a conclusion. Let's do that. Let's move on. Next point. Yeah. So similarly, these are the angles which you have to then think, study yourself, meditate, and give an answer accordingly. So that's why we spend a lot of time on philosophy. You see, if you notice one thing in our study group programs, we are not at this stage talking about love of God. You're talking about who is God, why is he God, and why we should love him. We never say what happens if you're loving him, the practical part. That is how we leave it to the devotees. Once they understand the philosophy well, they implement these things, then the love of Krishna, what happens? In that statement, Prabhupada, in this paragraph, Prabhupada made a statement that people do not realize how blissful it is to understand God and love God. They have no idea. This is personal experience. And this is what we should be aiming at. All this is for that reason. So yes, we should be talking philosophy. We should be very, very firm about philosophy. And depending upon whether we want to say or don't want to say is up to us. Sometimes we say, yes, we argue, we fight. Sometimes we say, okay, I don't believe in God, good for you. Let's move on. Simple as that. But answering a question, we should, in educational terms, if there is a philosophical discussion, you should prepare and talk about God. So very quickly, without thinking now, in 1 minute, we are away out of time. What is that one argument you will give against anybody who will say that, why do you believe in God? I already said it. I'm trying to dispute myself. Okay, disprove it myself. That's fine. It's a good argument. But let's move on. To say, why do you believe in God? What is it? One sentence will you say, cut off everybody and move on? Which will answer everybody, satisfy everybody. Why do you believe in God? Very quickly. Anybody, please. 1, 2, 10 seconds answer. Yes, mother. Please, anybody. Mother,
I don't
father.
have a reason. Yes, Guruji, I don't have a
that's-
reason not to believe in.
Yeah, that is okay. That's how it is. That's fine. You don't have a reason, then it's okay. I'm finding a reason. Better say, I'm finding a reason not to believe in it. Okay? Right. I don't have a reason. I'm actively finding a reason not to believe in it. Okay? That's okay. Any other point? This is still a point where this is good for an interview point, but it's not good for debating with your other fellow colleagues or some other, because it'll lead to further arguments.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavad. There's this one argument that I can give. Uh, Life always comes from life, right? The evolution says that our first living being was born in water with just some chemicals. So we have always found that no life can ever comes from a non-living being. So the life that has come on earth has always come from a living being, not just the mix of chemicals. We always have a mix of chemicals, but we cannot make life out of it. So this is also just a starting of the argument. We can then
Very good.
proceed.
Very good. You can say this way, that I'm actively trying to find an answer to this question. That because they are mental speculators, all of them, correct? You're arguing this. They're speculating with their eyes, ears. What I see is I believe. That's what they do, correct? So it is best that you talk to them in their language. We say that in whatever I have experienced in life, I have experienced that life comes from life. Life does not come from non-life. So I'm actively finding a reason to believe that first there was nothing and then life came on its own. Full stop. There is no argument from their side. And they understand you have done a lot of hard work behind it. And they still argue, I said, listen, are you going to argue about this? How long are you going to argue about this? You answer this one question. So this is the answer which you have given. And I put a question to them. Can you answer this question, please, for me? Then answer the question. Otherwise, don't waste my time. You're wasting your time. Close. Chapter closed. Argument closed. Finished. This is called judo. Correct? Very good. Understand this point, Prabhuji?
Yes,
you can have
yes.
other points also. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just giving. You may put other points also. Very good. Very good. Other points. Very nice. This helps everybody. Remember this. Make notes of these points. Yes. Anybody else, please? Quickly. 10
Yes.
seconds. As you think, as you go.
One of these points that I've used quite a lot actually is that nowhere in my whole life, my whole existence, have I ever seen even like a single piece of paper be made without intelligence and without expertise. So I find it very hard to believe that this whole world was made out of randomness.
Very good. Wonderful. Excellent. This again, just put this way. So I'm actively finding a reason why this has been made by somebody who's not intelligent. Very good. Very good. If you say this, suddenly in the eyes of all these so-called intellectuals, your impression goes up. Rather than saying I formed an impression, you're saying I'm actually finding a reason. Means you have not formed an impression, but you're very intelligently clever. They're foolish people they are. We talk their language. So great stuff. Wonderful. Wonderful. See, 3 answers we got. Very good. Very good. What else? 10 seconds, please. Fast.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. My answer was quite similar to the Ganesha Mataji's in that there's no clear argument or there's no clear evidence to suggest that the entire creation happened by chance. There has to be intelligent design.
Very nice. Very nice. Again, the same way. Don't say you've formed a conclusion. Say I'm actively finding a reason to disprove my thinking, to disprove this point, that. and say, oh, he's thinking, oh wow. Otherwise say he's thought about it, then they want to pounce upon you and do all those things. He is him, we are us. Yeah, us and them will become. But if they have actually finding a reason means, oh, he's a bit more higher. It's wordplay. People are foolish. They're absolutely foolish. Great stuff. Great stuff. 4 answers.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm also, whenever this kind of conversation happens, the one basic thing, now I'll frame it that way, that I'm actively finding the reason not to believe that how everything is in order. Like even the look at the gravitational force. If it's like thoda b, if it's like thoda minute b, there is a fraction of, uh, friction in that. So then there will
Yes,
be a
yes,
disaster. So
yes,
I'm
very good.
actively finding the reason. There are a lot of other
So,
reasons also. Prabhupada gives a lot of examples about that.
yes, very good, very good. So anybody who uses the word actively finding a reason are my disciples. They are my followers. So tomorrow when I'm old man going somewhere else and somebody's super arguing, one person says, I'm actually finding a reason. I say, hey, he's my followers. Hari bol, Shila Gurudev ki jai. I will say and walk away. Say, who's that man? So you don't know who he is. He's an old man, grotty man. They'll not know he's a starting point of this. Actively finding a reason. Searching for a reason, thinking, doing research. All these words are very fancy words. Wow. Great stuff. Great stuff. 5. What else? Give me something else now.
Wow. I was
Oh,
thinking
you had
about
your
the point.
chance. You had your chance. How many points are you going to get? Sorry, somebody else, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So this is not actually I try to form the answer, but this is what I experienced, Prabhuji. So
Yes.
like when I was a child, I used to stare at the skies, Prabhuji, and look at the stars. And I always believed that it's not possible that this is created just by Big Bang, And actually, when I studied the human physiology, I was very interested. And when I saw how the body functions, I was firmly believed that this is not by evolution, it must have been designed, somebody's used the intelligence. So that's why I actually formed up my belief in the God project.
Yeah, very good. So if anybody has got this kind of firm foundation, then stick to it because it comes from your heart. So at any point in time, if we have this firm belief based upon our own personal experience or personal belief, if you have, then hold on to it. Yeah, that becomes very core. Then you want to defend it from against anybody. You see, then you can find different arguments against, and you are onto it. The tail is up for this. You can fight for it. So that's fine. You can do it. But if you don't have this, then ask this kind of question. Close it, and always do checkmate. Always do check and mate. Your words should be such. That's check and mate. That's why my questions are such. We got not one answer. This answer is also right. That answer is also right. What do? You see, it's a habit. Free advice. You always form a habit of putting check and mate. Checkmate, 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 checkmate. Argument stops. Checkmate. If you want to just move on. Don't waste your time talking to somebody if there's a case. Right? Great stuff. Anybody else, please?
Suppose you're just thinking about the point when people say that there is scarcity of food, then why the big animals like elephant is able to get the food, and why an ant, a smallest animal, is also getting the food? This is the point which make me believe that I believe in.
Yeah. So then put this way that I'm actively thinking. I'm actually finding a reason why an elephant also gets a food which he's eating so much, and an ant also does it. What may go? Who provides to them? Yeah, I'm actually thinking. So this could be a point. Good.
Vishnu, for me, it's like throughout my life, whatever things I can think, I can see physically, think logically. And it all suggests a very complex designs and patterns. And the more I actively think into it and the more I get into it, the more reason I believe into God.
Okay. So this again comes from emotion and your own personal thinking, So good. This is the answer from your heart, So stick to it. Don't need to change anything. Whatever is your heart, you must do it. Yeah, great stuff. Why you believe in God? Anybody else on this?
No, yes, Prabhuji, I was thinking about that. How everything around me is so perfect. Like there's seasons coming and going, rain cycle and air cycle we study in science. Everything is interconnected to it. And like I was thinking of an example that when we see a beautiful house, we always think that who has made it, like how it is made, or the design of it. But when everything is happening, the rotation of Earth and the sun, moon, days and night, and everything is happening, how everything is so perfect around me that there is something, there
No,
is
but then
God who
again
is making
you
everything
fall into
happen.
an argument to say that where is perfect? I see floods happening where there is no need for flood. People are dead in the flood. Earthquakes happening. How is it perfect?
Prabhuji, most of it is happening because of us, like global warming. We are causing
Now
things.
they fall
That's
into an
why.
argument. That's what I'm trying to say. You fall into an argument which disturbs somewhere else. Your focus changes. Okay? So that's very good. If you've got the time and inclination, stick to this point. Good stuff. Good stuff. Very nice. Just quickly, one more point could be that um, um, I'm interested to, I'm thinking that not every time you do the right thing and you become successful. I'm actually finding the reason. There is to be something more important, more higher being to control things. You see, otherwise, a right person always has to be successful. Or hard work should always pay. That's not always the case. I find it very intriguing. That's why I believe there's something higher is there controlling things. People say, then what do you mean that God is not? I said, no, I'm talking about higher being controlling things. That means there's something more than God. He doesn't interfere in everything. Maybe it's my karma, probably. So we can add a dimension to this without telling them there's karma. So what is this? They'll talk about that. Yeah, that's right. How is it that people who do work hard always may not be getting results always? So you put karma in the middle in a discussion as you go. So this could be open-ended answer. It's called an open-ended answer. When you ever say that I think and you give that answer with an open-ended I'm thinking, then you're opening the point for people to say, what? Let's have a discussion. But if you say this is it, then it's a fight and conflict. They've got framed their mind, this over and out, which I'm thinking, it's all intellectual talking. So we say that I'm thinking, it makes me think, it makes me wonder that when I see that not always if you do hard work, you are successful. Sometimes I've seen that not doing hard work also gets you success. So I'm thinking, why? Yeah. So something is there which is working a bit more beyond this. You say, whoa, what is working more beyond it? Some reactions are there, subtly, which is why somebody is born rich, somebody is born poor. Oh, then you can add all those discussions. When you say I'm thinking, this word I'm thinking brings the barrier, cuts the barriers. Yeah. As I said, unless you are very convinced about certain things, you use the point, but otherwise this, then you can add everything there. All the philosophy can be added in this. I'm thinking why, sometimes numerology works, why it works, why it doesn't work always. Why bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. Why? So there's all questions that people questions to people. They're not thinking, you say, wow, this person is thinking a lot, So I'm out of my depth against the person. Yeah. Just an idea. I just thought I'll put this point for the beginners program. So just to keep our thinking fresh, All right. Great. Anyone else wants to say anything? Anything burning? Because now this would brain. I have started the working of the brain. I warmed up everybody by this question and interaction. So some of you may have said, this is very good, I want to have something. So if you add anything, please feel free, to add to the discussion. We can learn. Like we learned. I told you guys, add these points, but I also learned that people who've got firm conviction about, sky, they're firmly convinced, or I've seen this in my life, firmly convinced. So that's a very good argument. That nobody, no other logic can dispute this, because you firmly believe in it. Full stop,
Can I share one point?
Yeah, I told you I warmed up ideas, so please, the problem.
So I was one day I was really thinking about this point that we always, like scientists always tell that the evolution happened because nature wanted the specific species to survive. Like we always say that like in any of the insects or plants that this body part is formed because they want to
Fittest
survive.
survive. Fittest survive.
The fittest, survival of the fittest. They say that.
Child of fittest, yes.
So after evolution, some body parts evolve or something, some functionality happens so that the nature wants that us to survive. So I had this question that why nature wants us to survive? And the very fact that nature wants us to means that there is consciousness of someone that wants us to survive. So I had these two questions that
Very good.
what there is a purpose that we are being survived because nature wants us to survive. And the very first point that nature wants us means that nature is conscious or someone conscious wants us to survive. So these 2 points that I'm
Very good, very good. When were you thinking about this?
when I was like walking and stargazing like in my
No,
terrace.
when? 5, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
Few months ago.
After you met us?
Yes, yes. Just
Before
recently.
that you were thinking, no?
No problem.
Yeah, before that, do you think before that you would have even inclined to think like this?
No problem.
I can tell you that. Because your forehead is expanding. Your hairline are receding from the forehead. Yeah, this is called face reading. I'm giving you free topics, free points. Yeah, depending upon what you see on the face, you understand. You see all of you have got your face. Now you see all of you. Turn yourself on. You all have got clear, big head, forehead. Some of you got less forehead, will find a little hard. You will not find, you see people have got so much forehead, you will not be able to talk to them on philosophy on different subjects. You speak to them about one subject and it's done, full stop. Yeah, and many of you have come to us with this forehead like this. And we have worked very hard to come out like this, and then you'll go like this and then full. You'll see this. Slowly you'll understand this in life. Not that when you are old, all hair goes away. That's a different situation, but even still you can find out about things. But otherwise also you can pick up. All right? Good. Anything else you want to say? Anybody else wants to say?
Prabhuji, even I was like thinking about this point that even though there are a lot of scientific advancement happening, but nobody can stop birth and nobody can stop death to happen. And even that can like a lot of people ask like what happens after death and why death is so inevitable fact. And even though we want to preserve us, we cannot after a certain time. And like why we're not able to be conscious after the life goes off the body, and what goes off the body, like by then we are not moving and we are not able to, we are mobile, we are not moving. So all this points, like I think this points keeps on coming when people want to talk about God. However, I find it very difficult to like, it's very like, it is okay when you talk to somebody about, yes, the existence of God or higher power, but it is very difficult of what higher power. People have different opinions about higher power. Like few people, they are like they worship nature. They some they have their different philosophies of life. Some worship demigods and some are mixed. And especially I've seen in like India and like surrounding. So this is the difficult part, I think, when you say that we have to become Krishna conscious, that people have different consciousness about that of God. So that I feel that it is very difficult for us, like for me to explain people. And I never tried to make like convert or some do something like that. But I think that's the difficultest part.
You know, that's fine. It's fine. You can say this way another way, twist it, as I said, that when I find the answer that how is this all happening on its own, I will stop believing God. Put it this way. I'm actually searching. Yes. Otherwise, then you will not have any dispute. If you say this way, that okay, I'm in your boat, but I'm more thinking, more intellectual. Then I'm looking for answers that same question, but they're like this, because people are generally bewakoof anyways, and they think they are God's gift to mankind. So don't waste their time with them. Good, very nice. Okay, very nice. Right. So we conclude now today's discussion. So whose turn is it to saying, Maharaj, please hear us?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's my turn, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Oh, you had your turn the other day. When was that? Oh, it was a special day, that's why. Oh, this is a regular day, that's why. Ah, you get 2 turns. Good on your might. All right. Okay, wonderful. Sing nicely with actions. We'll follow you, okay? 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best is your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
then that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
But if your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Only saintly behavior,
that's humanity's thrive.
that's humanity's thrive.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna.
We must always remember Krishna
And never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this? There's so many things to do.
How are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
We must learn to look so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely.
And make your thinking sharp.
And make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
And whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we are given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way and see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, see Krishna every day.
When our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
When our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glory and his fame. Is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his name. It's the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question
And find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember
You
Krishna
can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah.
Jai His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. One more thing before you go, what I meant to say, your head become like this means your face changes. Don't think your head recedes or something like that. No, you'll be very this thing. It also means that you can think of different subject matters. If you have only this much, then your subject matter is very straight. I want this, give it to me, done. Not that they're not clever, means that they are very focused upon this and it's done. They're not interested in something else, they get very confused. But broad people, they can think about a lot of things. Talk about this, talk about that, they are okay with it, you know. Okay, think about it. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. We'll meet again next week. Krishna willing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Ram.
Hare Krishna.